Finn Balor, Prince Devitt, Venom, Demon, Punisher, Joker, whatever name you want to give this man. He's a man of many faces, and we've gathered up the entire collection. We couldn't even fit it into the frame. I had to give you a quick tour of it all, because this is going to be an epic video. All of the Prince Devitt's, every attire that he's worn before WWE, they're all complete. The only two, there's one that he wore in NXT. Actually, there's a couple that he wore in NXT that I haven't done, mainly because the ones that we saw in NXT were very similar to like what we saw with the Mattel release line. There are some in here from the NXT, and I'll show you in that in just a sec. The one that I want to point out, the one that I think we should have gotten in Elite was that NXT TakeOver, the one that came with the playset. It came with the NXT ring, and this figure was exclusive to that playset. Still, one day I do plan on converting this. I mean, the arms, this is the good thing, man. This is the one that had the old articulation, so we can get the use out of the arm paint right there, as well as the scan. So I'm going to do that for sure, and the knee pad. So we're going to get this converted at some point. But the ones that we've gotten from Mattel, I'll cover those real quick, because those are the ones that you're seeing up front. The very first release, Elite Series 41 right here. This was the one that they had put out, and a lot of people were, they disagreed, I think, with the first three ones that we've gotten because of the torso. It had that kind of Daniel Bryan torso. Here's the back right there. We're seeing kind of like the wing design. This one, I know he had worn in NXT. I think this one was, I could be wrong, but oh, geez, now I'm drawing a blank. This is Elite Series 46. Elite Series 46, the back right there, you're seeing the demon. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, the style of it and the paint that you're seeing from all the ones that Mattel had released, they are all very identical. Like, with the mouth design. Wait until we get to the Prince Devitt's. You'll see the distinguish, from one to the other versus to what, like, we saw here, him wearing in WWE. This one was Elite Series 59 right there. On the side, you can see all of the paint, all of the demon, all of the Balor stuff that you're seeing with the writing right there. Mattel did a great job capturing that. On the back, you got that massive eye. This one right here, this is the Toys R Us exclusive. Well, still my favorite. The one that Mattel has released, this is still my favorite. It's kind of based off Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Another NXT TakeOver attire. It didn't come with the belt. I just had to add that on there because he had that title during that time. Now, one right here, this is the only one that we've gotten, which is like the epic moment, or not the epic moments, entrance greats. This is the only entrance greats Finn Balor that we have ever gotten. This one came with like the sash, the headdress, the back right there. It kind of has the demon right there. It's got like the full-on body of the actual demon. And the only one from his Universal title run, I mean, he was only Universal Champion once for one day, so it makes sense. Right here, here's the SummerSlam Elite right here. I'm pretty sure he did, I'm almost positive that he did come with the Universal title. Now that we've gotten these out of the way, I want to show you the ones right here that he had wore before WWE. Starting off over here with Spider-Man 2099. This is kind of like what we saw right here with the entire part of it, at least. As you can see on the left side, it's kind of the same design that you're seeing with the actual Marvel Legend figure. He didn't have wings, and he didn't do any wings. He actually didn't do anything in the back, which is kind of disappointing because, I mean, if you look at all of these Prince Devitt's, you're going to see a lot of the stuff that, like, just carries on through the entire upper torso. This one he kind of lacked. Now, most of these I did do. I know I did this one. I did get some help from BEW as well as RKO 1974. So I want to just give you a quick comparison as well as to the ones that we saw with like the actual Marvel figure or, horror figure. Right here, we have Anti-Venom. There's been one put out by Marvel Legends and then the one that we got from Marvel Select. I want to get my hands on the Marvel Select because that one is more realistic than what we saw right there. The design right here, as you see with the spider up front, that's what we saw on the actual one. This one was made by RKO 1974. Now, Balor, or Devitt, he did put his own touch to it. As you can see right there, he added a blue accent on his tights as well as on the back of the knee pads right there. So just a little extra touch. And the bands right here that you're seeing on the actual Marvel Legend figure, he did around the arms right there. Really love this one, man. This one might be my second favorite. Now, this one right here, this is what I'm saying. Horror, DC, Marvel. This is kind of the likeness that we're seeing with what was it? NECA. NECA had put out this figure right there. This one, actually, the shirt, if you are wondering where that came from, it did come from an earlier Freddy Krueger figure. I can't remember which one exactly, but I know Freddy Krueger, he's actually come with some cloth goods in the NECA line. I wanted to use this one side by side just because it's got some, a little bit of a difference to show you. The scan right here, I want to show you. I think the hand also did come off the NECA, the NECA Freddy Krueger, and the hand too. The hand swap, I didn't have to, I mean, you just heat it up, you pop off the one from Mattel, and you can add the one that came with Freddy. So you get all of that detail right there, the scan right there. He kind of has like that same gruesomeness, man, that we see with Freddy, just a, slightly different color with the Balor touch. Now, this one actually does have some paint designs added to it. I haven't gotten a chance to finish it up, but I think that's the last piece that I have to do in all of these Finn Balor Prince Devitt customs. Now the next one right here, this is Bane. This is Bane inspired, all off the Mattel figure. Yeah, the hat or the head, the jacket. Mattel had released this from the movie line, so I did a combination with a Roman Reigns vest. Just any like Finn Balor, whether it's like a ringside exclusive, you could use for that. But one of the simplest fix-ups, and this is what it is, man. This is kind of more of a fix-up, and that kind of obviously this is not based off the movie, but this is the only Bane figure that I want. I can't wait to get the Storm Collectibles, man. That Storm Collectibles Bane is looking solid. Here is Venom. Now Venom right here. I've seen a picture of one that's got like a full-on paint, which is kind of like what we saw right there with all the black that you're seeing on that actual figure. And here's the thing. I saw that one, but the thing is that I never saw it in like an actual like house show or actual like match itself. So I went with the one that he actually did with the in-ring attire, which has got part of the demon taken over. I think I prefer the other one. The other one has more of the actual like Venom look to it all. On the back right there, it has more of that you're seeing up front carrying through the back. Again, more of the design right here that you're going to see on this figure. It's going to be right by that neck area. Now, right here, Spawn. This Spawn right here, man. I know I said this in the review, but I still think that he should have worn a cape, dude. Maybe I'll do that like as a fantasy little touch-up on this figure. I think adding the cape and the chain would just really set this figure off. Now, this one right here, you might see one, slight difference. Because, okay, I did originally have, like, the jacket that you saw with the entrance gear. Had the jacket, had the shirt, had the tie, had the whole 9 yards. Because when he did wear this, it was kind of like almost what we saw right there with the actual Joker character itself. This is his actual in-ring attire. The head, I did do this. I actually did the sculpting by the mouthpiece right there. You can see all of the cuts right there, kind of like that, like the actual movie character. So that did have to be sculpted right there. On the back right there, he's got a little bit some writing going on back there. So feel free to pause it right there. He's talking about the monsters. He's talking about the monsters, the demons, the Carnage right here that he brought into the ring every single time. Carnage right there. This one, oh man, this one makes me sketchy. This one has tipped over the whole setup so many times in the process of doing the thumbnail. But I'll show them to you anyways. Here is Carnage right here, and this is not what he had originally gone with when he did the paint deco on this. It was just something that he wanted to try out, but a lot of people had translated that into the actual like Marvel character. So he just said, you know what, why not? If you guys think he's Carnage, we'll go ahead and give him the title, Darth Maul. Here is Darth Maul. Love this Darth Maul. This is RKO 1974 scan right there, and the rest I did. The Darth Maul right here, yeah, really one of the easiest ones too. I know this one and the other one that I just showed you just a second ago. I think that one just one of, well, not necessarily the scan. You can ask RKO 1974 the difficulty level on that. But as far as like the actual paint, he didn't do much. I mean, really the only thing that you saw for the paint right there is by the neck area. Not much on the back. And the rest, that just came off Aiden English from his Elite. This, the little coat piece, the actual like bandana, or not the bandana, but the actual like rest of the piece right here. Scarf, there you go. Scarf came off that. You could use it from Del Rio. That would also work. I mean, this really, I'm telling you, most of the difficulty that you're going to see in this figure, it's going to be the scan right there. You did have the hood up at times, but I wanted it with the hood down, so I went with that look. And Scarlet Spider right here, another Spider-Man. I'm telling you, I think Balor might be a Spider-Man mark just as much as Hero Fix. He did several attires, inspired by whether it's a villain, right, with Venom, or, he did multiple Spider-Man characters. We just saw the one right here that we saw with the Spider-Man 2099 with half of the actual Spider-Man. But this right here, here he is. Here's kind of like the attire that he was trying to represent from this Marvel Legend figure. I think he did well with this one. I like what he did with the eyes. This one I did do. I like what he did with the sleeves, because normally his sleeves, if you look at every other Balor, every other Prince Devitt character right here, they're all black. So the fact that he did red sleeves on this one, I really digged it, man. But there you go. There's Scarlet Spider. Now, we're getting close to here to some fantasy attires. Before we do, though, I want to cover the Punisher. Now, Punisher... I see. I think this Marvel Legends, this is the one from the actual Netflix series. I think this one works well. The scale it's almost there, man. The Marvel Legends figures started getting more in scale with the actual like WWE figures. And I know you're wondering, Hero Fix, why do you keep showing us the Legends? The reason why. This is the whole idea, process, and thought of it all. One thing that I want to do with this, the way that I want to display these, I want to put the actual characters that he was trying to go based off behind, like on the display shelf, behind the display shelf. The way that you're going to see it, it's going to be with all of the actual characters that he was trying to go based off right behind him. Now, this one, I don't think it's inspired by anything. I couldn't find anything on this as far as like what he was trying to represent. This was just kind of like his own touch, his own style. This is BEW from the ground up, dude. The whole thing. This one, dude, love it. BEW, bro, you beast. You beasting left and right, day in and day out. And this Hannibal right here is Hannibal. Now, Hannibal, NECA figure, right? Well, sure, we'll put this one side by side. I wish I had the stretcher to it, man. When I bought this NECA figure, I bought it loose. It didn't come with the stretcher. I think doing some shots, taking some pics on Instagram, that would have been lit. Of course, I was going to knock him down. I think that would have been cool to put Balor on the actual stretcher. I guess I could use like the ringside exclusive one that we'd gotten. I think that would have been cool. But man, like the one that Hannibal had, like the actual NECA figure right here, I think that one's more realistic. It has more of that like shading that you're seeing with the actual figure. The mask that you're seeing, I didn't get this from the NECA figure. This is off one of the Shield characters, the one with the 3-pack with the Then Now Forever. I just painted it brown, cut up the middle of it, kind of gave it that same Hannibal look that we saw right there, and called it a day. So it is removable. The shirt, this was this came off a Barbie doll. The top, the bottom, I just painted it like that same color, like dark brown that he had, to kind of give it like that match look to it all. Now, next up right here, we got a couple of fantasy Balors. No, you know what? I'll show you the ones that Mattel had released. I think these ones are not Demon. This is the ringside exclusive one right here, and this is the Top Picks. The Top Picks has the jacket that I had originally used for the Ronda Rousey, the custom Ronda Rousey, before we got it from Mattel. And this one came off Ralph's Figures Clothing. I think that's the most common question that I get on the regular. Where did you get those jackets? There's your answer, sir. These ones are just solid, man. The open hand right there. The open hand gesture is only going to work with that fabric. The last two that I want to show you, and I'm sure most of you have already seen these. If you haven't, man, bro, where you been? You got to come check this stuff out. Right here, these came off my guy, New York Backyard Legend. He did a fantasy attire on the Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.